This is Solid Signal's exclusive unboxing video for the Brite-View BV-3100 media player. The BV-3100 media player is an economical way for you to show pictures and video on any high definition or even standard definition device. Let's take a look. The Brite-View BV-3100 comes in a nice clean retail package, closed up on all sides and in full color. If you take a look at the underside, you'll see a full connection diagram. You will need to supply your own USB flash drive, but otherwise everything you need is going to be inside the box. Speaking of the box, it was securely taped together. So, I'm going to pause this video and get something to cut these pieces of tape off with. There we go. That makes things a lot easier. This little media player isn't very big, but it does seem to be very powerful. It'll play almost every kind of media format there is. Getting the box open, on the other hand, did take a lot more thought than I really anticipated. Once I did get it open, however, once I did get it open, there you go. Once I did get it open, however, I found a CD, which was completely useless, just had a manual on it. Instructions, which again didn't really give me a whole lot to go on. This cute little tiny remote, which actually has a battery included in a little tab, so that you can make sure that you're not wasting battery before it starts. There's the media player, as I said. And you actually get a set of composite cables with a mini connector on it so that you don't need to go digging for one. Plus there was an AC adapter in there which didn't actually come out of the box at first. I had to kind of shake it a little bit, but it finally did. In case you were worried, I did then test the actual device to make sure I hadn't broken the AC adapter, and luckily, since I had shaken the box over the carpet, it wasn't a problem. I was disappointed at first when I powered up the box and I saw this really low resolution 480p wide kind of message here, but once I figured out that the next thing was asking me to set the resolution and the aspect ratio, everything looked great after that. The supplied remote worked for about 20-foot distance, which kind of surprised me for something so inexpensive. It also gives you the option here, you can look at pictures or video and safely eject the USB if you're worried about that sort of thing. Navigation is pretty simple. I will say that it brought up a hidden volume that was on my USB drive, and I wasn't expecting to see that. So if you see a folder called System Volume Information, that's perfectly normal when it comes to this device. And you can just arrow over to it or just completely ignore it. It's not a big deal. The info button on the remote brings up sort of a right-click type menu that lets you look at what you're doing a little bit more easily. And once you select something, it goes into a sort of an automatic slideshow mode where it just starts things over from there. I just picked these pictures because they were part of another review that I was working on. But as you can see, it just kind of bops from one to the other every couple of seconds without a whole lot of effort. There aren't too many options that you can set here. It's one of those things that just works. I did discover sort of by accident that if you stay in the menus for too long, you get this screensaver, which just bounces around from place to place, completely harmless. Press any button on the remote and everything just comes back the way you expected. Overall, I found this media player to be a really good value for the money. It's small, it's reliable looking, it doesn't look like it's going to give you a whole lot of trouble, and while it's not super sophisticated, it's also at a great price. And I think it's something you could use in pretty much any office when you wanted to use it for cheap digital signage or something like that. I say thumbs up.